Horry County's Walk America took another stride when this morning's guest got involved. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Walk America Week on Carolina People. This morning we're at the state's most visited attraction, Ripley's Aquarium, and we're visiting with the chairman of Horry County's Walk America, Ryan Swaim. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Greg. Good to
be
here.
How exciting. Love to get you in.
It's good to be here.
The walk's getting close.
It sure is. Just a month away.
It's amazing. You know, Dennis Wade was with us yesterday,
right,
who co-chaired the walk with last year, and he was talking about Ryan. He couldn't. There's so much going on to get ready for, a lot that has to happen, but you've laid a lot of the groundwork.
We've done our best. Dennis has really done a great job for the last 3 years. And, he showed me a lot of the ropes last year in particular, and has made my job much, much easier, along with Joe Fisher and Colleen Shanley, the staff people and all the volunteers. I'm mostly a ceremonial position.
And that V, the V is in volunteers, is a big V. Volunteers really, obviously you're an active volunteer, really make it happen.
That's exactly right. The number of volunteers we have for this walk is just staggering. Last year, I believe we had just over 1,000 people actually walk.
Wow.
And there were well over 100 volunteers actually present to help set things up beforehand, take things down afterwards, prepare food, bring food, everything else. It's a very large undertaking.
You have to put so much together, and of course, as you say, and as Dennis talked about yesterday, the day of is really, and Colleen talked about this on Monday, the day of is really a celebration day. That's
exactly right. Most of the work has been done by that point, and with a lot of fundraisers and a lot of large events like this, you have really a lot of work to do on that day. Well, with the Walk America, it's a little bit different. It's really a celebration of all the work that's already been done.
Right.
2 days prior to the walk, Joe will host the bank day at Wachovia on the corner of Oak and 21st.
Good.
And that's a date that all the teams will bring in the monies they've collected. And there will be several more dollars collected after that day, but that's the day that we really get a good idea of how well we've done that year. And by the time the walk rolls around, it's really just a time to get together and celebrate all the work we've done and all the help that we've been able to give the babies in the state.
Can folks still bring money the day of the walk?
Absolutely. Okay. And there will be plenty of people willing to take it.
Good. Yeah. Absolutely. And hopefully, and I guess years in past, you've had lots of people who come out that day who don't have a big team or have a small family team. Obviously, tonight is the team captain's rally.
That's right.
Here at Ripley's, part of the thrill of being here this week. And so a lot of those people know that Bank Day is the day they turn their money in, but a whole lot of folks don't.
That's right. And it's the first time that I did a walk 2 years ago, I was amazed at how much planning and preparation goes into it.
Right.
I was always under the impression that it was basically you raise funds. When I was a kid, of course, everyone had the little cards that you filled the dimes into. You walked around with your mom on a Saturday, and then you'd turn the money in at the end of the week.
Right.
And I was under the impression that basically that's what we did. Well, March of Dimes walk season is much different. It all starts back in January. And January 30th at the Hard Rock Cafe, one of our sponsors, we had our kickoff.
Yeah.
It was attended by over 150 people. We had all of our ambassador babies there who shared their stories. And we were able to really bring a lot of team members together with other team members to share different fundraising ideas, what different people are doing, and let them meet a lot of the sponsors, let them meet the ambassador babies, hear their stories, and really get a good idea of why they were actually raising the money. About 2 weeks, I have to check my cheat sheet, about 2 weeks ago on February 27th, actually about a month ago, we had a Team Captain's Appreciation Luncheon, and that was sponsored by Outback Steakhouse.
Great.
Again, Outback is a restaurant that's not open for lunch. They opened up just for us that day.
Wow.
Really rolled out the red carpet, let us tell all of our team captains how much we appreciated them. We were able to hand out some additional materials to help these team captains raise money with their teams. And then the culmination before the walk is going to be tonight. And that is the team captains rally.
Yes.
The main purpose of the rally is really to let all the team captains know the final logistics for the walk. Exactly when to meet to turn in your money on bank day. Exactly where to meet at the college. We'll go over the walk route. We'll go over a few of the program that day, everything that will go on, so that when they get there, it won't be a surprise to them. They'll know how to do it. The team captains are really the backbone of the organization.
That's tremendous. And team captains are surely pushing it through. But as you said, I mean, teams can be as small as just a couple of folks. It could be you and your wife and your daughter, Delaney. You all could be making a team.
That's exactly right. And there are a number of teams that are just one person.
Right.
We'll have a few of them. In fact, one of the most successful single-person teams in the state is right here in our area.
Is that right?
In addition, the number one school in our state is Forest Brook Elementary. And I believe you had Linda Puckett on earlier this week,
with us on
if I'm not
Tuesday.
mistaken.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Forest Brook was the number one school in the state of South Carolina, and the Horry County School District was the number 5 top school district in the entire country.
Wow.
It is amazing how well and how excited these kids get about raising money to help
So
babies.
you said Forest Brook Elementary is number 1 in the state.
In the state.
And Horry County Schools as a group is 5th in the country.
In the whole country, that's right.
That is incredible.
It really is. And it really goes, Joe Fisher and I, the executive director, attended I'll call it a pep rally, for lack of a better word, at Forest Brook Elementary a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And to see the level of excitement that the administration has instilled in those kids was just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've got a 3-year-old, so her level of attention span is not exactly up there yet.
Right.
To see kindergartners through 6th graders absolutely hang on every word that Joe had to offer, and to really cheer and get excited about what Linda was doing is just nothing short of amazing.
The kids are really into it? I mean, they can stay focused
Unbelievable. I made the mistake of mentioning to them that Socastee Elementary said they were going to do a better job, and you should have heard them. I thought I was going to get booed off the stage. They really have. They've turned it into a competition with all the other schools.
Oh, yeah.
And they do a great job. Socastee, I think, was number 2 last year.
Right.
And they really do a fantastic
all
job.
Those schools, the PD Elementary took off. They did gangbuster numbers. And, of course, within the area, a lot of schools are finding lots of creative ways to make it happen. I know Linda talked about yesterday was their Forest Brook Walk. The culmination for them is March 29th, where they do everything to make that happen.
That's
and
exactly
of course,
right. They have their own walk.
$30,000 goal.
That's exactly right. And last year they raised a little over $25,000, I believe.
Wow.
And when you look at it, this is not a school of high school kids. This is a school of elementary school children who have gone out and raised $25,000. Now that's pretty staggering.
Wow. Yeah,
and this year, like I said, they're shooting for $30,000, and I've got a pretty good indication they're going to do it.
Yesterday was the day they really made it happen. If a viewer needs to get off to work now, Ryan, or get family off to school, what's the best way for someone to who can they contact to learn more about Walk America on April 28th?
Well, the best way is to contact Joe Fisher or Colleen Shanley.
Okay.
You can reach them at the March of Dimes local office in Conway at 488-3463.
Okay.
Joe is one of the most committed volunteers you will ever meet, and you know that as well as I do.
Right, yes.
If you get Joe in the door, Joe will absolutely close the deal.
She'll make it happen.
She absolutely believes in what she's doing, and she knows how much the March of Dimes has done for babies in the state.
Yeah.
And she can get you any information that you need.
Yeah.
Colleen, the assistant director over there, does a phenomenal job
She's
too.
amazing.
And both of them are as knowledgeable in all the logistics and everything else as we can.
Colleen was with us on Monday talking about the walks in Loris on April 21st and in Dillon on April 28th and over in Lake City on May 5th. She's pounding out all these PD area walks.
Right.
Of course, Joe Fisher's got a walk on April 21st down in Georgetown. But the big thrill for us, and part of the reason Ripley's is hosting Team Captains Rally tonight, is that the Horry County Walk is on April 28th. As you said, Joe not only is an executive director and actually works for the March of Dimes, she's also a volunteer.
She really is. And I'll tell you this, Greg, if every employee in this country worked as hard for their company as Joe does for the March of Dimes, we'd be the most. It would be an amazing situation.
It really would.
She really is phenomenal.
And not only Joe, her amazing husband Sterling, who truly is a volunteer
He sure
par
is.
excellence. Yeah.
He sure is. And I guess by this time a lot of people know that this is Joe's last year with the March of Dimes. She will be retiring on March 31st. She has a son who's in the Army and is currently stationed in Germany, and he will be deployed to Iraq at some point in the early summer. He sure will. And she is looking forward to retirement. And
so May 31st is her last day, right?
That's correct. May 31st is her last day. After this year's walk is over, So next year we'll be looking for a new executive director.
Wow. I don't know how you could fill those shoes, but of course Colleen Shanley is such a superstar. They'll find some way to make it happen. I think Colleen talked about putting 1,000 miles a week on her car.
She sure does. This time of year is a very busy time for she and Joe both.
It's amazing. Ryan, about yourself, are you originally from the area?
I am. My father moved here, I believe, in 1957.
Wow.
And his father owned a motel on Ocean Boulevard. And Dad lived here since he was about 12 years old.
Right.
I was not born here. When I was born, actually, my father was in Vietnam. My mother was living with her parents at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland, but we moved back here shortly thereafter. My mother and father actually met at Myrtle Beach High School.
Is that right?
In 1963, they sure did.
How exciting.
They sure did.
What a great connection. Did you go to Myrtle Beach High as well?
I didn't. I went to Sockasty.
Oh,
God.
God.
I grew up on the south end.
Nothing wrong with that, but of course the excitement there of your parents having attended.
That's exactly right.
A thrill.
That's exactly right. It was hard for Dad to watch me play football in the Sockasty uniform, but he managed, I think.
So went to Sockasty High. Did you go to school, college here in the state?
I did. I went to Clemson, and I'm a proud Tiger. In fact, I have to throw out a little plug that the Grand Strand Clemson Club actually has a team this year.
Is that right? Great.
It'll be the first time we've done it. We really started to get back together as a club this year, and that's
good. I heard you ribbing Ozell Newman about the Gamecock Club. I think he's going to get a crew out there.
Ozell and I have a good friendly rivalry in that
yes.
So we haven't been as successful lately as I would like us to have been.
And you want everyone. You know, there could be a Citadel Club or the Chanticleer Club getting out there. Of course, it's particularly being out at Coastal Carolina. Or Georgetown Tech can have a big presence. You want everyone to get out there.
That's exactly right, and that's one thing that the Herald has done this year is really help pull the schools together.
Yes.
The donation of the T-shirts that the Herald made this year has really been a phenomenal thing. It's really exciting to get to the walk and see all the different teams. You can identify each team by what they're wearing.
Oh, yeah.
And that goes a long way towards it.
Linda, of course, with us on Tuesday, brought that T-shirt from Forest Brook Elementary, and I know Joe at a board meeting recently had that, and it was a great idea, and hopefully it's one. I can't say the Herald was novel to the Herald. It was an idea that came up last year, but to be able to sponsor the schools themselves so they can get out and sell the T-shirts, at $5 each, $300 shirts per school.
Right.
That's a minimum of $1,500 that can be raised for the school.
Exactly right, for each school.
Which can go a long way. Forest Brook was selling them at $7 a shirt. I think they raised $2,100 for those 300 T-shirts. So it's a great idea, and everyone can come up. All teams can come up with small and big ways to raise those dollars.
Right.
We're going to see a lot of that on Walk Day. What are some other things that will happen? Can you share with viewers? Of course, Coach Bennett will share with us tomorrow. Your honorary chairman will share some of the things that will be happening, but give viewers a sense of a little bit what's going to happen Saturday, April 28th.
Well, this year's obviously going to be something very new for us. For the last 30 years, the walk has been held at the Myrtle Beach Pavilion.
Wow. And,
of course, this year the pavilion will no longer be in existence, so we searched long and hard for a new site. And Coastal Carolina was gracious enough to step up and offer to be the sponsor this year. It's really going to be an amazing thing. A lot of people, myself included, who had not been on Coastal's campus in recent years, don't know, and as I didn't know, just how much of a true university Coastal Carolina has become.
Right.
It's a campus. It is a large campus, and the walk, instead of going around a track, will actually wind through the entire campus.
Really?
It's going to be a great way for the university to present itself to the area, and also for a lot of our walkers to see things they may not have seen before.
Yeah. And the walk is rain or shine, is that right?
It is, and we, of course, hope for rain.
It's going to be a beautiful day, absolutely.
That's exactly right.
It will be.
We've always been very lucky in that regard.
Yes.
It seems that almost every walk day, it's sometimes it's a little cold, but generally the sun is shining. So we think by April 28th it should be very good.
What are most of the dollars going to, Ryan? If a viewer got involved today, they said, I want to be involved, I can't make the team captain's rally tonight, but I want to get out over the next 30 days. What can I do? But if they raise dollars, what will they go to?
March of Dimes is really a big picture charity. Most of the dollars that are spent on large-scale grants that go to research facilities, research universities, and also to community outreach programs to get the information about how to prevent premature birth out to people that need to hear it. Premature birth is an epidemic in this country, and a lot of people don't understand it. Every year in South Carolina, and unfortunately I don't have the national statistics, Joe has drilled the South Carolina
Yeah,
statistics
good.
into me.
No, those are good ones.
Every day in South Carolina, 24 babies are born prematurely.
Every day.
Every day. And every year, there are 524 who will not see their first birthday
Wow.
in South Carolina. And that's just because they're born too early and too weak to make it. And there are, unfortunately, the exact cause of premature birth is unknown. There are lots of different factors that can come into play. And one of the March of Dimes' most important missions is education, to try and educate future mothers, expectant mothers, exactly what to do in order to ensure that you get that full 9-month term.
Right, right. But there's no way to know. Even folks who go through all those steps, all the hurdles, the folic acid and everything, there's no way for them to ensure that they're going to have
That's exactly right. And of course, March of Dimes started back in the 30s by Franklin Delano Roosevelt to combat polio. Well, if there's ever been a true success story in a charity, that would have to be it.
Yeah.
Polio, for the most part, has been eradicated across the earth. And my father would tell me stories of his childhood, just exactly how terrified people were of polio and its effect. He was a kid. If a kid in the neighborhood had it, then the swimming pool would close in his town.
Wow.
Moms wouldn't let their kids go to the pool just because they were scared that their children would contract the disease.
That it could spread like that.
That's right. And largely due to the work of the March of Dimes and other organizations, polio has essentially been eradicated in the world.
Since the 50s,
that's exactly right. And obviously premature birth has not reached that level yet, but we're hoping that with your help and with everyone's help, we can have the same level of success there.
And folks wonder, can I really make a difference? But you highlighted right there, those dimes made a difference to get to the end, to be able to get the Salk vaccine. And of course, folks think, how can I make a difference now? You all have pretty aggressive goals there, Ryan.
Oh, we do. And I try to blame Dennis a little bit for this. I'll give you an idea, and I'm going to look at my cheat sheet again here because I don't know the exact figures off the top of my head.
Sure.
Back in 2003, the Horry County Walk raised $121,700.
Right.
Okay, in 04, which I believe was Dennis's first
year as chair,
we broke the $200,000 barrier.
No.
203,600. Right, in 05, we raised $215,390.
Wow.
Now, last year, which was my first year as co-chair, and I'd love to take credit for this, unfortunately, I can't take much. Last year, we raised $272,000.
Wow.
And that was with a goal of $230,000. So we exceeded our goal, and of course what that means is for this year they have raised our goal to $293,000.
Is that right, Ryan?
Which would make us one of the larger walks in the country. That's a huge goal, and we're working towards it as best we can.
What a tremendous number, and of course having all the teams. Now, of course, last year y'all had less teams than you've got this year.
We did, and that's another thing that moving to Coastal Carolina has done, I think. Historically, even though it's the Horry County Walk, it's always been viewed as a little bit of a Myrtle Beach walk, because we held at the Pavilion. That's a long way to go for some of the people from the western part of the county.
Right.
This year at Coastal Carolina, we've seen the number of teams grow from 91 last year to 107 this year.
Is that right already?
That's exactly right, and there have been a good many more teams from the Conway area.
Right.
They can really look at it as sort of, now it's moved into their backyard, and it's really their walk. So it's really been a great instance.
So we saw in the past that folks were less apt to drive from Conway over to the beach, but now there's no concerns about folks from the beach up and down the Strand, Garden City, even your group down in Garden City cruising up to Conway.
That's right. Well, those of us who have done it before know how much fun it is and wouldn't miss it for the world. And it really is a great day. I think Coach is coming tomorrow. Coach will share with you a lot of what's actually going to happen at the walk.
That's right.
I won't steal his thunder.
No. You know, it's amazing. As you said, walking through the entire campus, it's gotten to be so large and so much excitement wrapping around that. And Coastal's you've got some tremendous sponsors again this year as well. Folks that are going that extra mile to make sure, but it really focuses on teams and getting folks out there. If a viewer was hearing about the Walk America for the first time right now, what could they do, Ryan, to be involved?
Well, it's not too late to start a team. It's never too late.
Okay.
Basically, there are two ways to help the March of Dimes. The first is by a corporate sponsorship, and you're very familiar with that.
Oh, yeah.
You've been our presenting sponsor for the last
3 or 4
years.
Right.
I know the last two, and I've been the chairman. There are lots of levels of sponsorship, though. As a corporation, basically, a sponsorship gives you the opportunity to get your name out to all the walkers that will be there.
Right.
This year, we'll have, we're looking for about 1,500 people to actually be there on Walk Day. That's a great audience. These are committed volunteers. They're all local. It's a great way to get your name out. And there are levels of sponsorship starting anywhere from $100, and of course the sky's the limit from there.
Oh yeah, sure.
This walk gives a unique opportunity for small level sponsorships because of the winding nature of the walk.
Right.
Lots of opportunities to buy a sign that will point people in the right direction, and it's unlike last year when you basically went down the beach and back. Now there are a lot of twists and turns. Great opportunity to get your name in front of everybody at different locations.
Absolutely. That's great thinking, and there really is an opportunity to get it out, and those signs are beautiful.
That's right.
They stick in your mind. You're out there walking, it's a leisurely day, it's a Saturday, rain or shine. Those sponsors you remember.
That's exactly right. Of course, the other way that you can help is by starting a team. And a team, as I mentioned before, can be as few as one person. It can be as many as a gargantuan corporation. Our Blue Cross Blue Shield here locally.
10,000.
That's right. And AVX, two of the largest employers in our area, both have very successful
big teams.
They sure do. In addition, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm trying to remember the statistic, I believe that Horry County School Department is the largest employer in Horry County. And of course, our school system is, again, a huge, huge contributor in terms of teams.
Oh yeah, and there's still some schools that aren't involved, Ryan. Can if a viewer right now is watching before they're running out the door, getting off to school, and they know that their child's at a school that may not be involved, can they still get involved?
Absolutely, absolutely. And all it takes basically for a school or any organization to get involved is for one person to step up and be a team captain.
Right.
You really need to have that one focal point that the information can flow through. Basically, if you get in touch with Joe can tell you everything you need to know. She can set you up with all the materials that you need to raise money. And our most successful teams sometimes are the ones that have the most creative methods of fundraising.
Right, right.
Some of the schools have been real creative, selling ice cream on certain days, selling different snacks on different days, allowing kids to wear different clothes on different days. They'll have I believe one of the schools has a Clemson Carolina day where you can wear a Clemson outfit or a Carolina outfit.
Right.
Lots of really neat ways to raise money. Different organizations do the same thing, not just schools. My company, Dunes Realty, last Sunday held a fashion show for children.
Oh yeah,
and had a number of our ambassador babies there, and it was a great success.
Yes, that's tremendous.
Any type of unique fundraising opportunity really helps.
The Anderson family did the thing the end of last week or early this week.
That's exactly right. The Buffalo Babies and Magnolias,
which was very popular, and a lot of folks and a lot of y'all out there really making it happen. Dennis Wade also talked yesterday about going to walkamerica.org/South Carolina, that a lot of folks can make donations online.
That's correct. And actually, you can not only sign up, you can create your team on Walk America's website.
Right.
And you can create a list of each person that will be walking and allow that person's family and friends to actually contribute through the website. It's really a very neat way of setting it up, and I was very impressed to see it.
Ryan, I think so oftentimes folks are touched in a personal way, whether they've lost a child or they've been through experiences or had a child born prematurely. Have you or anyone in your family been involved directly or had an impact?
Well, not so much specifically. My wife and I tried for years to have our child, and we suffered through a number of miscarriages prior to having Delaney. She's 3.5 years old now, and is just a bundle of energy.
That's right. It's 7:30 now.
That's exactly right.
I don't know how you got here. Yeah.
A big bundle of energy. And I can't really compare what we went through to any other situation. But I know that a lot of the parents of these premature babies, anyone who's had a child before, knows how difficult the first couple of months can be, knows how hard it is to get on that schedule of getting up every morning. And that's when you have a healthy baby. When you have a baby that is born weighing approximately the amount of a bottled water, that has to depend on a respirator and a hood to survive, and cannot survive without artificial means for the first week, month, several months of its life, it is an incredible burden for that family to bear. And meeting some of these families that have gone through it is just amazing. And what a lot of people don't know is a normal wedding band will fit around the arm, and I mean to the shoulder, of some of these babies when they are born. That is just how small they are, and they can't live without our help. And that's one of the most moving things that I've seen. Every year, the March of Dimes Board of Directors takes a trip to the neonatal intensive care unit in Florence, and it is one of the most moving experiences you'll ever see.
Wow, Ryan, those are powerful words. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Anytime. Thanks a lot,
for everything.
Thanks for all you do for the March of Dimes, too.
Absolutely.
We sure appreciate it.
That's kind. Stay tuned for more Carolina People with Chairman Ryan Swaim coming up next. You heard Ryan say it. You heard him say it. He was very clear. 524 babies will not reach their first birthday. Think of that. 524 babies born in South Carolina will not reach their first birthday. 1 in 8 babies is born prematurely. 24 babies today, between now and the end of the day, or since midnight till the end of the day, will be born prematurely in this state. It is a national health crisis. You can make a difference. You can either go online to walkamerica.org/South Carolina, set up a team today, get 10 friends to each chip in $10. Go online, set up your own team, 10 folks together. You get a great looking t-shirt, $100, raise $100, get a great t-shirt, but raise anything, even show up that day. The date is simple, Saturday, April 28th. It's getting close, 30 days from today, Saturday, April 28th. The registration's at 9, the walk's at 10, walking around Coastal Carolina University. You heard Ryan say it, it's not only the walk place for that day. It's a real university, lots going on. Folks will be traveling in from all over the place. Make a difference. Get out there Saturday, April 28th, and call 488-3463.